welcome back to my channel. My name is Claudia. I'm a scoliosis coach, and today I'm going to be taking you through what I eat in a day. I'm also going to talk to you a little bit about nutrition and what foods can we eat to help us with our scoliosis journey? Not only to help reduce inflammation, which is a massive contributor towards pain, but we'll also talk about vitamins and hormones and how that can relate to the development of scoliosis. But first, I started my morning with a little smoothie. I love to get some probiotics, which is in the kefir, and then some berries, some bananas, whatever. I just chuck in whatever I've got, but I'm finding this a really lovely way to just start the morning. Then I'm gonna get into a bit of a workout, some scoliosis correctives. Let's do it. I start my workout with my scoliosis standing corrections, which is what I'm doing here. I focused on elongating my spine, bringing myself out of my scoliosis curves as much as possible. Of course, this is never going to be perfect, but it is still something, teaching my spine how to elongate itself and then strengthening the muscles in this position. I've got my elbows reaching away from each other to help create expansion through the upper back, and I'm adding challenges like balancing on my tiptoes, balancing on one leg, whilst trying to hold my corrections, which is much harder than it looks. Next, I'm sliding into the star. I love this correction, really good for S curves. This one is particular for my right thoracic, left lumbar curve. It is specific to my curve type, so don't just copy me because we probably have a different scoliosis. But for a more detailed explanation on how to do this, do check out my membership that has scoliosis corrective exercises in it at thescoliocoach.com. Then comes the fun part where I'm getting into my strength building. These are some push-ups, working the upper body muscles, but also working the core. And the whole time you can see I'm really trying to keep my spine elongated. If you want strong, bubbly glutes, you need to be doing hip thrusts in your life, and you need to be making sure that you're hinging at the hips and not involving the lower back into the movement. This is how you can end up getting lower back pain in your hip thrusts. The worst but also best exercise in the world, the Bulgarian split squat. Hate it, love it, good for my legs, just painful, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Breakfast time, one of my favorite meals of the day. I usually have some form of eggs pretty much with most breakfasts. Today I'm having it with smoked salmon. So this is literally one of my favorite meals. It reminds me a lot of my mum, because she used to make this for me and my sister back in the day. So sometimes I treat myself to it. Most of the time I have scrambled eggs with avocado on toast, maybe some tomatoes as well. Mix it up a little bit, but that's usually what I'm having for breakfast. I find it's a good source of protein first thing, which keeps me fuller for longer, and it just tastes really good. Here we go, finished product. It's really nice and simple. So I'm gonna dive into this before getting on with some of my Spanish studying. I'm going to be making myself a mozzarella and tomato roll, which I absolutely love. I got some fresh tomatoes out of the garden. Reminder that I am in southern Spain at the moment, dog sitting. It's you! Hola! Hola, ¿cómo está? I have some fresh tomatoes growing in the garden. I don't usually, but really love that about being in this house. And I'm gonna have some spinach with them as well. So spinach is great. I try and sneak that into most things. Leafy greens are so good. High in vitamin C, vitamin D, all of those kind of essential nutrients that we need. And I'll tell you a little bit about why in a minute. Final product. Look at this bad boy. Oh, yes. Okay, I'm just gonna eat this and probably make a mess everywhere. I ate it in about 0.3 seconds, and then I just went and spruced myself up a little bit. So let's talk a little bit more about the connection between mineral deficiency hormones and scoliosis. You might be wondering how these factors can relate to the development and progression of scoliosis. So let's break down how our body's mineral levels and hormone balance can impact the spine and how this might influence your scoliosis. Let's talk about mineral deficiency. Minerals like calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D play a critical role in bone health. These minerals help maintain bone density and strength, which are crucial for the structure of your spine. When you have a deficiency in these essential minerals, your bones can become weaker and more prone to deformities, which might contribute to the development or worsening of scoliosis. A lack of calcium and vitamin D can lead to poor bone formation and brittle bones, which may not support the spine so well. Similarly, magnesium is needed for proper bone function, and when levels are low, it can affect the muscles that support the spine, potentially contributing to an abnormal curve. Let's look at the role of hormones in scoliosis. During puberty, your body experiences rapid growth, and this is controlled by hormones like estrogen. In people with scoliosis, especially those with adolescent idiopathic scoliosis, there seems to be an imbalance in these hormones during growth spurts. Growth hormone helps regulate the length and strength of bones during growth. When this hormone is not balanced, it can lead to uneven, rapid growth in the spine, making it more susceptible to curving. Estrogen, on the other hand, influences bone density and plays a key role in how bones develop during puberty. Studies have shown that low estrogen levels can affect hormone formation and may be linked to the progression of scoliosis, especially in females who are more commonly affected by scoliosis. Mineral deficiencies and hormone imbalances don't work in isolation, they are closely related. For example, vitamin D helps your body to absorb calcium, and a lack of vitamin D can worsen hormonal imbalances by reducing calcium absorption, leading to weaker bones. During growth, if hormones are fluctuating and minerals are low and the spine may not be properly supported, increasing the likelihood of scoliosis progression. So what can we do to help manage or prevent scoliosis progression? Maintaining a balanced diet rich in minerals like calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D is crucial for bone health. Additionally, hormone levels, especially during the growth periods, should be monitored. Working closely with healthcare professionals, ensuring that you have the right levels of nutrients and balanced hormones could definitely help you reduce the risk of scoliosis progression. It's dinner time, my favorite time of the day. So, what is on the menu today? A spag bowl, as we would say in England, or a spaghetti bolognese. And I'm actually cooking it with meat, which is rare for me because I don't eat a lot of meat, but it is coming to my time of the month. It's when my body really starts to crave some iron. So this is a really, really good opportunity for me to try and get that naturally. I'm using beef, and I'm using onions grown in the garden. I'm really going to miss this place, and being able to pick all of these fresh vegetables from the garden is literally like my dream. And of course, some mushrooms, some garlic. I'll be using some herbs, making it all from scratch. I make the vegetarian version of this quite a lot using lentils and walnuts. I know that sounds crazy, but it's actually delicious. It's one of my favorite pastas. Into that, if you're not a big meat eater, because it's amazing, let me know in the comments. I can send you a recipe. Let's get cooking with Claudia. It's dinner time, dinner time. I just wanted to take a moment to remind you about inflammation and how inflammatory foods can contribute towards inflammation within your body. Inflammation is a massive contributor towards pain that we definitely don't need any more of when we have scoliosis. Inflammatory foods are ultra processed foods, things like fast food, things like the really cheap food, unfortunately, in the supermarkets, like cereals and Pop-Tarts, and we just have to be very aware of what we're putting in our bodies. I love to try and have anti-inflammatory foods as much as I can. Things like ginger, fruits, vegetables, plate kind of like the rainbow every time I'm eating something. I see it in myself, my skin, my health, my mental clarity, the pain of my back. At the moment I have no pain, but I've been eating very well. And what you eat is a massive, massive part of the pain experience. But of course, it's not just what you eat, it's how much you sleep, it's how much you're moving, it's what exercises you're doing for your scoliosis as well. There's lots of other factors in it. I just want to remind you to try and cook as much as you can from home. Try and cook fresh. I know it's time consuming and I know it can be hard work sometimes, but there are pretty quick and simple meals out there available as well that can be done. Like this has only taken me maybe 15 minutes to prep, chuck it all in a pan, and then it's gonna be done in a minute. Please be aware of what you are putting in your body. Treat your body like the temple that it is. I hope you've enjoyed seeing what I eat in a day as someone with a severe over 50-degree Cobb angle scoliosis who has no pain. And I generally believe a large part of that is because what I'm putting in my body and how I'm conscious about it and how I really want to have anti-inflammatory foods. I really get vitamin C's and vitamin D's and iron and all of the important things that we need regardless of if we have scoliosis or not. It's now evening time. I've just finished taking the dogs for a walk. I love to come and watch the sunset. Take a moment on my own again to just center myself, take some deep breaths, be grateful for life and everything that I have. Just take a moment to appreciate things. And I think that that's a really, really important part of this journey called life as well, is gratitude and appreciation, even for the little things. So I really hope you enjoyed this vlog. Please comment down below if you have any other questions. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. I'm gonna miss it here.